You're one of the designers who has really, right from the beginning, I suspect, been interested in the young. What would you say? I'm a student.
A golden rule.
Golden rules. Off I go. I'm going to conquer the world.
So I think that you have to believe in the job you're doing, believe in yourself, work very hard, and have a lot of patience. I think it will take a lot of time, so they have to have a lot of patience, I think. And but they also have to believe in what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I see that also in sometimes interns I have in my company, that they're sometimes too impatient. They want to have it quick and soon and I mean it can take like 10 years before you even can do your first steps as an individual designer.
We both remember when you're young. You want it immediately, you know? Well, do you think that going into a big fashion house is better for training people to realize it doesn't all happen immediately, or is it better to work in a smaller, more intimate fashion house?
I think so. I think that you learn more in a smaller fashion house, an individual designer, where you're involved in more of the action which is happening. In a big fashion house, you're sometimes more pushed in a certain direction. You have to work, for example, only on the pants the whole season. So it doesn't give you a view of a vision from a company. And if you're in a small company, you're automatically introduced in all these different topics.
If you're stuck in a corner and you're drawing belts all day, or shoot,
you're not going to learn about
it. Enthusiasm is just going to seep away. What I think is marvelous when it's a small company, everyone is working, doing everything, you know, and even the designer will say, well, let's have a cup of coffee or something, and make what we call coffee in England, but it isn't really, you know, it's beyond caste. They like it, you know. If fashion is anything, it's a team game.
Yeah, definitely.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
In every way. I mean, you've got to put up with people like me, the press.
With everybody.
We can be a pain in the butt, and we can be very difficult and demanding and everything, but we need you need us. And I think that it's one of the most democratizing ways of growing up, really, because very few people are mature when they're students. In fact, we don't want them to be mature.
But they're young people, it's normal.
We want their youth to be like a sponge, so they take in everything. Maturity comes later when they start saying...
But that's nice also if you work with students, there's that kind of innocence and that kind of, I conquer the world and it will all happen, which is also very nice to experience.
What is the part that you most enjoy about teaching?
When I feel that they are a certain moment doing like an extra step, because you can work with somebody for months and months and then suddenly something happens.
The breakthrough.
That if you feel that, it's really nice to feel it, because you're part of that process and you're also like working very hard to get that breakthrough. And when it then happens, you're really like, it's euphoric, and that's really nice.
Euphoric is the word. When you see something suddenly develop into something fabulous. I taught John Galliano at St. Martin's years ago, and it was marvellous to see the way he blossomed. He was looking for what he was going to do for his final show, and he came up with this brilliant idea of the French Revolution. And from that moment, he just ran. And it was the most marvellous.
It's really nice to see
collection.
That.
You know? I worry that some academics who are not necessarily hands-on designers or have never been necessarily hands-on designers, they treat a lot of students, and I'm not saying everyone, but they treat students like an empty glass into which they can pour their ideas.
They need a lot of input, so in fact you have to fill up the glass, but you really have to watch out with what kind of content you're doing that.
You have to be general, don't you? You're not saying this is the Volta way.
No, it's really, you have to be very careful, and you really have to give them enough input, but without like, it's not like a goose that you push it in the throat. You really have to do it very carefully.
Exactly.
Because they have to also have the feeling that it's all happening very naturally. So the whole process of education is a very natural process, and you cannot force it. So it needs its time, and it needs also all the different steps you have to take.
Yes. Does it end there, or do you use your, no doubt, huge network of friendships?
We invite headhunters from all over the world to the jury presentations, and they make the first bridge between the houses, the designers, and the students. It's not that we are really placing them already. So it's really, we inform them. They easily can get all the contacts if they want, but then they do their choice, and then they're gonna make their own adventure.
It's a good word. Adventure. You know, you've shared things that we wanted to know. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure. Thank you.